and the direction of our nation. The same number approving of his job on the economy, and just 33% of voters approve of his handling of the crisis in Ukraine. Joining me now to discuss is Mike Huckabee, former Arkansas governor and a former presidential candidate. I have my own views about the president, but I think it's dangerous for a country when you're involved in as many crises as we are now, and the commander-in-chief is completely lacking not only support in his policies, but also trust in his character. What do you think?
It is a serious issue, and this is not a drop in a poll. This is a waterfall, David. This is an absolute disastrous kind of trend, and they've been going down steadily in even dramatic form since June of last year. So you have a lot of things. The economy's gotten worse, the Afghanistan debacle, and now the mess in Ukraine, the cost of groceries and gasoline, the supply chain. Joe can go to the podium tonight, and he can tell us he's doing a great job and the country's in great shape. But if he says that, and he does not acknowledge the serious problems that he himself is under, then he will lose what little credibility is showing with 37%. Let me just say, David, when you're at 37% approval, you basically are in the range of the same approval rating as mosquito bites and the flu. This is really a serious kind of disastrous number for the president.
And the problems that concern Americans most, inflation, what's happening in the world right now as we're on the edge of another global conflict, they're getting worse. They're not getting better. We've got more than 6 months before the midterm elections, about a year until we have the actual changeover in Congress, and another 2 years before we have a change in the presidency. So a lot of damage can happen between now and the time that things actually change politically.
Well, I think the reason that you're seeing a record number of Democrats decide not to run for re-election is the same reason that you saw the band play Nearer My God to Thee on the deck of the Titanic in the movie, because they see that this is not going to end well. And the reason is that President Biden seems unwilling to recognize that it is his hand that has done some of the things that has caused the problem. When you try to implement the Green New Deal, when there's not enough green or deal in it to work, and you shut off our supply lines of plenteous energy, which we have in this country, prices go up.
Of course.
Now we see it exacerbated by Ukraine. People are not stupid. They can see what's happened, and they don't like it, and the Democrats are going to pay dearly for it.
Well, and you look at the independent votes. That Washington Post poll that we were citing in the introduction shows that only 30% of independents approve of the president. The independents are by far the biggest voting bloc. I think Republicans are 26%, Democrats are 26%, but 40% of the electorate call themselves independents. And this is, you simply have no place to go if you've lost 70% of the independent vote.
Well, it's an important point. And frankly, with these numbers, President Biden has clearly lost even some Democrat support. They're not going to be out as front about it, but the truth is there are Democrats who are scared to death and nervous, and rightly so. Once again, it's important for him to go to the podium tonight and acknowledge that things aren't coming up roses. He can't be Ethel Merman tonight. He's got to be an honest, realistic, let's just say an honest broker when he goes to the State of the Union. I'm not sure he will, because I don't think he's written this address. Someone's written it for him. And most of the things people write for him ignore the reality of what's really going on around him. So we'll see. I'm just not optimistic that it's going to be a forthcoming message.
Governor Mike Huckabee, good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.